Hello, everyone, and welcome to Red Valkyrie Presents. I'm, of course, Shae the Red with my amazing co-host, Cyborg Valkyrie. How you doing, Cy?
I am wet.
That is an accurate statement. Poor Cy is over at my house helping me prepare before I go for surgery, and they're doing a bunch of yard work in 94, 95-degree weather right now.
That is a
And
lie.
this is the cool day. This is the cooler day of like the last five
The
we've
feels
had.
like is 104.
What is Because I'll be honest, I haven't stepped outside yet today. Like
Lucky fucker.
where? I don't know if that's lucky. But what's like where are you guys at?
Northeast.
We're
Northeast.
currently
Okay.
Maryland. Yeah,
Maryland. Okay.
yeah. It's hot and gross.
It's really
I'm not a
weird.
fan.
Yesterday it was like raining like crazy, and then it's either really hot or like raining.
Yeah.
Oh,
let
we
me tell
get
you,
both.
mowing tall grass and weeds the afternoon after it rained like a motherfucker is
Okay.
really awesome with an electric lawnmower
No, that must be really
That-
fun.
that runs off like 4C batteries.
Sure, she's
Oh
trying
my
not to get you
gosh.
killed.
She may be.
She may be. It's in the realm of possibility.
Okay, let's be fair. Cy offered one, and two, Cy offered to do this days ago. So the fact that it is
Well, days
fall
ago,
and-
hold on. Days ago is different. Did you know the grass was gonna be wet?
No.
There we go. There we go. I'm on your side now.
Terrible. Well, for people who don't know, we're here with the amazing Vaughn Coleman. How are you
thank
doing
you.
today?
I'm good. I'm good. I slept crazy late, so I was just like, oh yeah, you have an interview.
Is your goal to make one of the hosts hate you? Is that the goal here?
No, my goal is to sell my product.
I like the honesty. It's nice and refreshing. Like, no, not at all. I just want to sell my book. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Well, before we get too far into what book this is for, I do believe we have a cosplay reveal, Cy.
Oh my god. Hold on.
Are you
You know
doing
what?
it or am
I'm
I? Is it
surprised.
too difficult?
I'll fucking do it because I have a mouse now. But here's the thing. You while I'm working on this and playing the video, no, you can't hide your face when we do this, Vaughn.
No, I know. My mom just conveniently was just like, "Oh, Vaughn." I'm like, "No, this is the worst timing." That's what it was. Like literally right then.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this part. Okay, and then Shae, you need to put the link in the chat for the campaign.
Oh, I got it. Hold on.
Okay. Well, wait, it's okay. I'll pull this stream right over. It's fine.
You know what?
I do know
You
what.
were literally on my shit list at this point. There you go.
I mean, is the pay
Literally.
good for that?
Literally.
Literally, I have the.
Metamorphosis completed, sir.
Shae the Red.
Has now become
Awesome.
Hey!
Awesome. That's awesome.
By the way, this so now I have a hoodie with a giant arrow on it, but this is one of the softest hoodies I've ever bought, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
I might just have to wear this anyway.
All right, sounds
We'll
good.
be like,
Free
what's the arrow? And be
advertising.
like, don't worry about it. It's
No.
it's self-made merch.
Here's what's
That's
gonna
awesome.
happen. She's gonna give me the hoodie and a razor blade and be like, "Don't fuck it up."
Oh no, you're
And
not
I'm just
getting
gonna
this
have
off.
to peel it off.
You're not getting this off. This is I got
awesome.
good quality vinyl.
That's
Good
awesome.
quality vinyl.
Limited edition item too, because that was like I remember I had my my artist. I was like, yeah, I just need you to just give him like a hoodie to wear, and then he just drew an arrow on it, and I was like, okay. I didn't
Like,
really.
yeah, that looks good. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Why not have an arrow? I mean, shit.
Yeah. I don't
So for people who don't know what this character is, I'm once again cosplaying a boy because
Let the record
This
show
is what we're looking for.
there were women in the book. Let the record show.
there
Sausage fest.
there may have been women in the book, but in the reference material I was provided with, there was dudes. So this is the dude women.
Oh, did I not give you? All right, that's my fault then.
It's fine. Don't worry. It's fine. It's fine.
Shae likes dressing as a boy. It counterbalances with me.
it is not a big deal. I
No, it's
cosplay
good.
I cosplay dudes frequently. It's fine.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I see like one chick that would have been awesome to do because she has a super cool witch hat, but like,
Oh yeah, Zelberin. Yeah.
yeah, I didn't have all the reference for her. So
She's
here
only in
we are.
that
It's fine.
one double page spread, and that's it. So.
Well, so see, then I cosplayed
Yeah.
the more
You
correct.
did-
version.
you
This
did-
is what
you
you're
did correct.
getting.
No,
okay?
you did. No, it's good. It's good. It's great. I love it. I love the hoodie. I want to get one of those for myself now.
Okay, so to be real,
I'll
like
sell
when
this one
Shae saw all the dudes,
Oh,
it
'cause
was
you're
a
not that
combination of this
You motherfucker.
and this.
I unfriend you.
It was neither of those. It's fine.
I would like
so,
it noted that that Vaughn, I combined both your fucking
Con
names.
Volman.
Convol.
Con Volman did not like or retweet it until I liked and retweeted it.
That's not. Hang on. I was getting ready.
You were getting ready after your incredibly late sleep and not leaving the house. We understand.
Wait, are you talking about the tweet? Because that's also
Wait
my
on
bad.
357. I
This whole
retweeted
thing.
it.
Look, this whole thing is just been a cluster. Okay, there's a lot going on in Case de la Shae over here.
Okay.
So we got it out. We got the tweet before the stream. That was already an accomplishment.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Phenomenova.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how we're saying this?
Yes.
Mahamana.
Phenomenova.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about what this book is.
Yeah, so this book is set 20 years after World War III has happened. Now, in World War III, superhumans basically accelerated global conflicts, and the result was World War III. And now, 20 years after that, after a brave group of heroes banded together and saved the world, this new hero, this teenage boy who's the son of a war hero, is struck by lightning while holding this mysterious crystal, and he finds himself having lightning powers and super speed. And he decides, I'm going to use these to become a superhero like them. So he puts on his hoodie, he makes his own outfit, and he decides to rush in because he sees this heist going on at a nuclear reactor. And he's like, oh, I have powers now. I could solve that. But he finds it's it's more complicated than that, being a hero. And so that's where we're at, is, it's a 15-year-old trying to emulate war heroes because he thinks, oh, I got powers, I could do that.
So it's like the first 2 or 3 seasons of Flash when he didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
in Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like maybe better, I'd hope. That show, I mean,
Hey,
that show
You gotta be
hit the
careful.
wall.
Flash is one of my faves. Like I haven't seen the series, but
I'm talking about the series. I like the character. I love the character.
Okay.
Well, the series was good until it wasn't.
Yeah.
They had like some interesting decisions early on. I liked when they took the best villain and they were like, "Hey, let's remove him from the show and give him a spin-off show." And I'm like, "We just got him." Like Captain Cold was like my favorite character. They do this thing, and I swear they do this all the time in culture today, in entertainment today. They're like, "Oh, this villain that you really like? Let's give him a redemption arc." It's like, no, I like him as a villain. Stop.
like I know he's better
Yeah,
without
stop.
redeeming qualities.
Stop turning villains into heroes and then heroes into villains.
Yes. And that was what I didn't want to do. And I remember getting a lot of feedback. A lot of people were saying, oh, we don't want another superhero origin story. Let's make it darker. Let's make it edgier, like The Boys. And I was like, no. And they're like, well, everyone else is doing superheroes. And I'm like, yeah, but they're all doing it wrong.
Oh.
Also, it was like...
Also, it's comic books.
Yeah, it's comic books. It's that, and it's also, okay, I remember getting into comics in a weird time. It was the New 52. And they had decided that their main talking points, they were like, hey, you guys know how... So I grew up on superheroes, but I didn't start reading comics until I was in 6th grade, which is around the time the New 52 was coming out. And I remember...
Gosh, you made me feel so old.
And I remember one of the main talking points, they were like, hey, isn't it weird that Superman wears his underwear on the outside? We should change it. I'm like, that's not really a problem, but okay.
That's
they'd
that's
make up
not
these...
even underwear.
Like it's not his underwear, dude.
They'd make up these fake problems. They'd be like, don't worry, we'll solve. I'm like, that's not no one cared. I don't know what you're doing. And they'd almost make it embarrassing to be a superhero. They'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, isn't Superman too much of a Boy Scout? I'm like, no.
That's his archetype.
That's kind of okay. Look, hold on. We're talking we're talking Superman, right? So you're
Yeah.
talking about somebody who on our planet is like damn near God level. He can do all this kind of stuff. The fact that he is a Boy Scout is the only thing that is kind of capping his ability.
Yeah.
Because if he wasn't a Boy Scout and he was like, you know what? You're a bad person. I don't trust that the justice system's going to handle you like they should, so I'm just going to kill you now. Like, then you just
Like
then he
Homelander.
becomes a dictator.
Yeah.
Like Homelander.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, exactly. Yeah, that's not the fact that he's a
Well,
Boy Scout. That is his
A good
his
thing.
like
He was-
reigning in quality.
He was raised on a farm in Kansas. Do you expect
Right.
dark and brooding in
Yeah.
the storm
Yeah.
cellar? I mean, I don't.
No, you got bored and just wanting to make people happy because
And
it's Kansas.
Well, it's that, and it's also like people like a Superman would be a bad. They'd all be bad people in real life. It's like you're projecting your nihilistic views onto me. Don't drag me into this. All right, just like
Right.
Don't
because you
drag
have-
Superman into this.
Yeah, just because you have no faith in humanity doesn't mean the rest of us can't. Like it
Shay,
just. It just
Why the
feels-
fuck is there an Adolf Hitler mustache sitting under your laptop?
What?
It's a Charlie
Okay.
Chaplin mustache. First off,
That's an Adolf Hitler
Oh, that's
mustache.
it's not
excuse.
short enough on the sides to be Adolf Hitler.
She knows
and
she's studying
shut up.
Hitler very closely. She knows.
No, I didn't. Look, I had to cosplay. One of the things I cosplayed was Charlie Chaplin when we had.
I thought you were gonna say Hitler. Oh God.
No, no.
No, she cosplayed
Right.
Charlie Chaplin dressed up as Hitler
Oh, okay.
in The Dictator.
The Great Dictator. That's a good movie. That's a great movie.
It is.
So you
Well, we
act
had what's
like.
her face on.
Do you realize that you are acting like you are not downstairs? Like I'm not gonna get to you immediately after this stream.
I mean,
Is that a threat?
It is
It is.
it's a promise. It's not a threat because
No.
I would never threaten live on YouTube because that would be bad.
Mm.
bad.
Yes. Okay. Back to the book.
Yeah, where-
Yes, some person. It was Charlie's London. When we had Charlie's London on, I was
Yes.
Charlie Chaplin because that's what her book is about, and there was a lot of comments in the chat about the mustache.
Yes.
I feel bad. I mean, he's not alive, but like I do feel bad for him that he made all these short films just to be like, oh, that guy looks like Hitler. It's like,
Yeah,
like he had years of career just for some
Well, he
guy
did
in Germany.
phenomenal stuff.
Yeah.
Like he was just, oh my gosh, he was super cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. We watched a lot of his stuff when I was in film school. We watched what was it? We watched Great Dictator. Some of his silent films, like what was it? God, I'm trying to remember. Sherlock Jr. I watched like a bunch of his stuff. There's a lot I still need to watch. Modern
Yeah.
Times, a few times, multiple times. I think we actually watched that one. Yeah, his stuff was great.
This is crazy. So
So
like
now that I derailed us with Hitler's mustache, go ahead, Shay.
Yeah.
yeah, you're an asshole. So the looking at what you have for interior pages, this is so interesting to me because I've looked at this first image right here half a dozen times, and this seems to be the first time that my brain actually realized that's a fucking demon right there. Like my head was like, oh, he's flying into a big fireball. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know why you do that. And then I finally look at it and go, oh, that fireball has eyes and teeth. Like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
That was something where it was like, I remember describing this, and this is one of my many learning curves as a writer, is sometimes you need to just let the art, they know what they're doing. Because I come from filmmaking and a directing background, and it was one of those things where it was like, I kept rewriting this over and over again. It's just like a whole page description, because there's a lot going on that like my artist knew to pull from, but that I didn't want to be ready at a glance. And there were some details that actually are kind of changed for the better. But it was like, my artist was about to draw this thumbnail, and I was like, wait, let me revise something. And I'm revising it. And by the time I spend like an hour or two revising it. By the time I give it to him, I already see a thumbnail. I'm like, dude, don't even worry about like what I just spent the last 2 hours writing. That's really good.
You're like, no, throw
Yeah.
that away. It's fine.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is
And
good.
then I dropped this on Twitter, and I remember out of nowhere, because no one really knew who I was, they were like, who is this guy? Just dropped this. I think Kelsey Shannon was like, is anyone just paying attention to what Vaughn's doing? Like, this is crazy. And I remember, I mean, all I did was just tell them what to draw. But I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool, man. And I remember seeing it, you know, thumbnail to black and white to colored. And, you know, I want to tell them what World War III was and what heroism is in just one image. And,
Yeah.
you know, the knight in shining armor with, like, angel wings going up against about a fiery, like, dragon demon. You know, that was really what I wanted to show. And it's nuclear, that is, like, nuclear fire going on.
Yeah.
A lot of destruction. Actually, it was Rini who gave me feedback. I was like, oh, I'm going to have a part of California get destroyed and rebuilt. And she was like, oh, you should have it be Silicon Valley. And I was like, ah. So that's Silicon Valley.
The thing that's really cool about this too is there's a lot of especially when you look in like the details of the flames that you have here, there's a lot of like manga anime kind of influence that you see because of the way that the motion goes and the peaks and the kind of swoosh. It reminds me of like almost every anime I've ever seen where anything blows up. But it's really cool and it really adds to that kind of dynamic feel. And it also really helps with the depth because of how far back this is all going.
Yeah.
And then of course, if he's that big, but it's going that far back, then imagine how big he must actually be. Like if you were there, how huge he would be.
Yeah. That was what I wanted. I wanted it to be like, okay, we have this guy who's like, he looks like he's going to be, this massive threat, and then it's like to have him go against someone who's just like to have our main hero, our Superman equivalent almost, go against someone who's insurmountable was something I want to see. And the fact that it's like we don't know the exact details, but we know they won. The good guys won World War III, which one editing note I did get early on is people were like, someone was like afraid. They're like, well, if they won against this, like, what's the tension going forward? And my point was, well, the tension's always going, right? Like, there was still more comics after Crisis on Infinite Earths, and you could argue they never fought anyone as big as the Anti-Monitor. It doesn't matter. If there's an interesting conflict, you know, you can keep it going.
Just because one side's defeated doesn't mean that everyone from that side died or converted or something.
And there's also always new forms of evil, right? It's not like... So China were the big bads in World War III, which again, I was like, all right, Rini needs to give me her feedback on this. And she was like, oh, Taiwan, this is what I grew up with. This is why I hate China. And she was giving me all this stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm using all this for the villains.
You're like, all this is going in? Great stuff. Thank you so much.
All her anti-China thoughts. I have them in emails.
Oh my God! That's horrible.
CCP, to be clear. CCP, anti-CCP, not anti-China.
The thing that I think is really important for people to remember that a lot of people seem to forget, especially when it comes to superhero stories, is just because the good guys beat some giant evil doesn't mean that a lesser threat can't still take them down. Like, there's a lot of factors that play into defeating a lot of these bigger characters, and a lot of those factors are not able to be replicated easily. And so if somebody were to catch them off guard or at a low point, like I kind of think of it as like, think of what it is for humans, right? You can accomplish something that can be just holy fuck amazing. Yeah. And then you look at it a year later and you're like, I have no idea how I did that. I can't do that now. That's not even possible. So it's the same thing. Just because they're superheroes and it's on a grander scale doesn't mean that the threats constantly have to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
It doesn't. And that's the problem today is they were like, a lot of people were like, oh yeah? It was almost like a dick measuring contest. Like, dude, you could tone it down. It's okay. Like all right, we know you can do this. It's okay. Like Batman has fought villains objectively more threatening than the Joker on a physical level. The reason the Joker is threatening is because he can always come up with something crazier, and he's personal.
He finds that psychological twist to just kind of to get that edge, and that's the thing is
like beating Robin.
There's times, right. There's times that he's won over on the Joker, and there's times that the Joker's won over on him. and it's no less entertaining
Yeah.
to check it on both sides. So it doesn't have to constantly build to something greater and greater. And I think a lot of writers have that misconception, and then they end up putting themselves in a corner that doesn't actually exist, and
Yeah,
they feel like they
completely
can't
sided.
write their way out of it. So then they destroy everything. And then we get things like New 52, where it's like we just had to burn the field, salt the earth, start the timeline over because we went too far and we didn't know how to fix it. And it's like you could have
Yeah,
just
you did.
write
They
it.
didn't. They could have just kept going. Yeah, that was
Exactly.
They were trying to do like, how do you do, fellow kids? Don't you want to reboot? And I was just brand new. I was the target audience. I'm like, no, I don't.
Well,
really
no, I got in it about New 52 as well, because I did not grow up like I grew up in Utah, and when
didn't
I was
grow
growing up, no, like
No.
when I grew up in Utah,
She just
it
popped
wasn't.
out whole and adult.
I did. I mean, to be fair, I was really big when I was born, so I
Her
was damn
poor
near a
mother.
toddler. My
poor
mom is
mother.
amazing, bless her. Anyway, no, it's in Utah. A lot of like during the time that I was growing up, a lot of people that were reading comic books, it wasn't a whole lot of girls. There wasn't a big push for girls to even remotely go near those areas.
Mhm.
And if I'm going to be honest, like a lot of the comic book shops were kind of skeezy.
Mm.
And so like parents didn't want their girls to go to a comic book shop because they're like, I don't know, that's where a bunch of like really weird old guys are hanging out. And so
Understandable.
I didn't get into them until I was a lot older and realized like, oh, that's a horrible stereotype that unfortunately is just a little bit kind of true in Utah, specifically because it's such a weird little culture bubble. But getting into comics in New 52, and they were like, hey, we're going to do a reboot. It's a great time to join. And then I started joining, and they were like, oh, if you want more information on this, you should go read this thing from 10 years ago, and this one from 5 years ago, and then this thing from over here, and this on this series. And I was like, I can't keep up with this. This is a lot of commitment. Like,
Yeah,
I just
forget
want to
to tune
read
into the
Birds of
TV
Prey.
See, I kind of liked that because it was almost like I was discovering the secrets behind all this media that I grew up with, and I had this thing, the internet, so it made it easier to access those things.
True.
You know, back in the day, I don't know how. The thing is, we could argue that all day, but the end of the day is the comic book industry functioned like that for what, 70 years. So I think you could argue that there were problems with it, but I don't think it was the main problem with it. I think the problem with it was that quality, honestly. The fact that people, because again, the comic book industry operated like that for a very long time, and people found their way around it. So
I want a
fact-
reference sheet. Like, okay, here's everywhere that this character has appeared in comics.
Oh,
And then I want an encyclopedia, which will give a synopsis for each character. And I realize that there's a DC wiki and a Marvel
Yeah.
wiki. But what I'm saying is,
Yeah,
as
but
a comic
even
book reader,
that is difficult. Like that, because you start on the wiki, and then the wiki branches into further wikis and further
Yeah.
wikis, and it's like, oh, so you want to read this that has to do with Batman, so you're gonna go and read this book that has a crossover with Aquaman. But then, if you want to understand what's happening with the Aquaman thing, you got to go back and read this thing that happened with the Flash, and you're like, I can't read 40 years worth of comics. Like, good fuck, dude. I need.
I
could.
get it. You could. That's
You're-
why Phenomenova. All you have to do, read the first issue, and then guess what? The next issue is issue 2, and then 3.
Yep. And then you just keep
Also,
on.
Shae, you're going to be in bed for like 30 days. I'm really thinking that now's the time for you to catch up on all your back reading.
No, now's the time for me to catch up on all the content that I need to make for fucking cosplays and catch up on doing artwork and shit. So
And shipping
I'm
stuff
sure I'll
out.
end up reading. I've got, an entire closet full of short boxes of stuff that I
And
need
one
to
long
read.
box.
And one long box that doesn't fit in the fucking closet, and I have no idea where to put it, and it's driving me insane.
You should bungee it to the ceiling.
It's too heavy.
Shae, that you do look like a tagger now.
I know. I love it. I think it's funny. Shelby thinks I'm a tagger anyway because of my signature. So
It's a great. It's a good costume. We're gonna see it in issue 1. The thing about it too is he's gonna only really have it in issue 1 because this is like his makeshift costume. And then after that, he's gonna have his training. I'm gonna build up to his actual superhero.
So like
costume.
Deadpool.
Yeah. I guess. Or like,
Sorry.
well, Deadpool didn't invent that concept, but
No,
yeah.
but
I was thinking
Deadpool
Tobey
did
Maguire.
it very. I knew that
yeah.
you were thinking Spider-Man. I fucking knew you were thinking Spider-Man, which is
Sam
hilarious.
Raimi's Spider-Man.
I'm
The
I'm with
human
Sai though.
spider?
I liked the Deadpool because Deadpool started out with white and
White,
then it
and
was
then he's like, too much
oh,
blood. Yeah.
that's a lot of blood. To say.
No,
you
then
see
it
him
was
use, like,
Blind
like-
Al.
He's like, can people not hear me? Am I muffled? Am I not?
Yeah, I love that. It was
Clearly, and
really
he has
well
to
done.
fix that.
I love that. There's a montage sequence of him coming up with the costume for this, and that was one of my favorites because I don't think the comics do that enough. I think they just kind of get to the cool, and I get it. The artist wants to draw the cool costume, but I did want to have him like he's a kid who's like, what do I have in my room? Let me try this. Let me try this.
Oh my gosh, no! Oh, I just realized what he's doing. Your character is starting out as a closet player.
A closet
So you have
player?
So there's branches of cosplay,
Okay.
right? So closet play is when you try to create a cosplay outfit based on what you already own in your closet.
That's it. That's exactly what it is.
Yes, he's a closet player. I fucking love it. Oh, it's so cute. Okay.
Alternately, it's when you want to pretend you're straight.
Oh. That's that. He's not that kind. He's the.
That's just Sai. That's just Sai.
But yeah, he decides that's what he is. He goes into his closet. He's like, oh my god, he's with his best friend. He's like, check this out. And there's like a montage sequence of him putting on. I wanted to lean into the
Oh my
fun
gosh,
of
is there
superheroes.
try on like a clothing montage?
Yes, let's see if I
He
can.
tries a bunch of different.
Yes, he does. Yes, actually, there is. It's a double-page spread of it. I wanted to give my artist room to go. I was like, just come up with whatever costumes you think of, and yeah. Shut up, Snarky.
Hi, Snark. It's been a minute, man.
Snarky.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Vaughn was really huggy at Heroes.
Yeah.
I
feel
felt
like
someone grab my butt. It was either Vaughn or it was that waiter.
That was not me.
It was probably that waiter. That waiter.
Which waiter? The
When we
At the
the
ramen place.
first taco place that we went to that kept on kind of hitting on Sai low key. He was very much gay.
Yeah, I'm not.
And every time he came
that,
over,
I
he's like,
think-
"Oh my gosh, she's so bad." I was like, "Yep, that's."
I had
that
this one
person-
chick the other day. I was at a bar, kept flirting with, kept grabbing my hair. I was like, "Can you stop touching me?" Like, what? Are you
Grabbing your hair.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
On my
Look,
birthday, I was at a bar
was
near
this?
me. This like woman in her in her 30s or something. She's like, "I like your hair," and kept like touching my. I was like, "Yep, okay." And she
is
did it
woman
like
in
10
quotes?
times. No, it was a woman. No, it was a woman.
no touchy.
She kept.
No
I was
touchy.
I was like, ha ha ha, that's funny. And then the joke repeated itself like a good 8 times. So I was like, okay, you could.
It's
stop.
not funny.
You could stop now.
touching me. Yeah, I don't do well with unsolicited touches. If I'm just like chilling, minding my own business, and somebody like, I have people that'll lean over and put a hand on my shoulder, and I'm like, oh dear Lord, no! Like stop. Yeah. It's so. Gordon wants the details. Grabbing it from the front.
The back. So there was like
my
a
God.
dance floor, and this chick behind me was with this guy who I thought was her boyfriend. Turns out my friend was like, no, that guy was flamboyantly gay. She was definitely flirting with you. And I was like, oh. But she grabbed. She was it's okay. So she.
You're terrible.
No, like she wasn't bad looking, but I just, I don't know. So she kept, and she was like, I just felt this like hand on the back of my hair, and I was like, what? She's like, ha, sorry, I like your hair, and then she did that like 8 times.
I would have just. I mean, was she on Molly?
I don't know. I
Well,
don't know.
something that made her feel real good.
Yeah, I guess
Real
so.
good.
I guess so.
In my day, we called that rolling.
Yeah.
On X. Before X was a Twitter.
Oh.
Look at Gordon. Get a clue, Vaughn.
No, I know she is. I'm very aware. Anyway, so that mini print right up there, the main villain Dark Cloud, that is a Fun My Comic exclusive free mini print. So that double page spread with the Fire Dragon, that is unlocked as a stretch goal. No matter whether you're back on Fun My Comic or Indiegogo, everyone gets that as a mini print, the one we were just looking at. then this, if you back on Fund My Comic, you get as a mini print. And also, there is a trading card of that character that is done by a fan art contest winner. That is also unlocked. So 3 things you get in addition to the book already.
Okay,
Very
I have a
cool.
question. So is that mini print the normal mini print size? Is the Fire Dragon one, is that like double the mini print size, or is
No,
that
it's
also
6 by
normal?
9. They're both 6 by 9.
Okay, so you took a double page spread
And shrunk it down.
okay, I'm gonna need a magnifying glass, Shae.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I'll make
Size
I'll make
is
a big
effectively
version
point.
if you want, if a big one later on. I just assume people didn't want a giant poster from a comic they've never read to start.
You know,
I assume
the
that later
14
on,
fucking poster rolls that Shae has in her closet from campaigns she's backed say otherwise.
Oh, okay. Do you open them? Be honest.
Mhm.
Oh, you do open them. Okay, that's good.
I have most of them used to be up on my back wall. I just recently took them down.
Well, there is, if you back at a high enough tier, you do get a poster of our main cover.
Ooh.
So that does
Wait, which
exist.
one is the main cover? Because you got
main
you
cover
got a
is
lot
the
of
first
covers.
one. So the first
This
one, no, that's the first variant.
Oh,
go
this-
yeah, that's the main cover. I wanted to get text on the cover because I hate that comics today, they're almost like they don't, like, if you look at old comics, they're like begging you to buy this, like, check out this event, and I'm like, I wanted to harken back to that, you know, that like begging you to come off the shelf and buy this. And now it's like today they just kind of put a bunch of characters in usually a group shot, to be honest. And I don't know, I like my group shots, but if every cover is just they're all posing, it's like, okay, you don't need to do this with every single cover. And there's never any text. I don't know what the story is.
I think my favorite thing is when I get a book that is like the virgin covers, and I get it and I stare at it for 5 minutes and I'm like, I don't know what this book is. I don't
have
remember.
one virgin cover because the composition just didn't work with the text. My last cover is the virgin cover.
You know
yeah.
what, Vaughn? You and I will lead the charge to put a synopsis on the back of every comic and graphic novel, just like there are with books, so that you know what the fuck is going on before you buy it.
That's not
Well,
bad,
I
especially
put
if
it on
you're
the
doing
campaign
indie.
page. I put it on the campaign page. We're on the product description. But that is a good idea, though. Like, well, the thing is, I
Damn it,
still.
Snark.
Oh,
That's the second time this week, Snarky. Someone said. No, the first time it was because I was arguing. So I just like decided to start an argument with Joe Sontag because I was bored. So like Joe Sontag was like, "Oh, I think Wolverine should be taller in the movies," and I was like, hashtag Joe Sontag is wrong, because Wolverine should be short was my argument, and he was like, "This is why you're a virgin." And I'm like, "Listen, I'm right." and then to prove I was right, I did a poll that was like, "Do you want short Wolverine?" And they said yes, and I was like, "Haha, get fucked."
Yes. Sorry, the haha get fucked when the thing was, this is why you're a virgin.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Just ironic. You're like, get fucked. Unlike me, it's fine.
okay, Snark. That is not true. I could create a diamond.
No. Wow. Okay. So
Fat
let's-
Trekkies are aggressive. I know. I started going to Star Trek cons when I was 6 or 7. Yeah. Yeah. Vaughn, that old lady was yanking your hair to try to give you a little bit of experience.
how did she
Listen,
end up
she-
old?
No, she was old. There's a few times where there have been women in their like 30s and 40s that I'm like
30s is not old, you
no,
asshole.
30s is not old.
You
I'm not saying it's
absolute
old.
baby.
I'm not saying it's old. She wasn't old. She was older than me. I'm not saying I have no
Well,
problem.
that's like literally everybody.
Everyone, I know.
Everyone
30s
is older
not
than
old.
you.
30s is not old. I'm not
You're like
saying that.
12.
I'm 25.
No, he was 12 when he started reading comics. He's 14 now.
Actually,
Accurate.
I was the first part. I was like, oh, that's actually I was 12, and then yeah.
You're like, yeah, that's a way. Hey, that was- this just got really, really mean.
At least it
no,
was
no.
accurately mean.
Well, the first halfway, 25.
Okay,
yeah,
hold on 1 second. You're telling me Dirk Benedict never mauled somebody, you fucking liar?
Who's Dirk Benedict?
Oh my god.
Oh, is that a Star? Did I mess up? That's a Battlestar Galactica.
you're just so young. Just so it's fine.
What's a Battlestar Galactica?
No,
Oh my
I'm
God.
vaguely aware of Battlestar Galactica. Like I know what exists. But
Okay.
like, if you ask me questions, about it-
Starbuck out of this as fan.
Okay, you telling me Richard
Go
Hatch
for it.
never mauled somebody?
hold on, let me look this up, Richard.
One's like Google food real quick. All right, let's talk about your variant covers because you got a few of them. So
Yeah, I decided, it's my first book. It's weird. I'm not a variant cover guy usually, but the problem is I started knowing artists I wanted to work with, and then I was also like, everyone could bring in a bit of their own audience to me. Let's go ahead. So I got my first one by Shae. It was a good friend of mine. And then my second one, I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy VII. So much so that I did a 2-hour video essay on it. Because I was like, I'll just do a quick video essay. And then that turned into 49 pages. And here's the thing. In the screenwriting world, which is usually what I did, its screenplays are made where, generally speaking, the science of it, is a page a minute. But I'm an idiot, and I forgot that they're that quick because if you look at a screenplay, the page is actually very little text. But these were paragraphs. So I was like, 49 pages. This will be about an hour. And then I started recording it. And I was like, holy God, this took about 3 minutes a page of content. Ended up being over 2 hours long. And then so the algorithm decided, hey, this video you worked hard on, what if we don't promote it? Haha. So they didn't promote the video at all. So I decided to post clips on Twitter. And I decided, well, you know what, maybe I could poke the bear a little bit. So I did, there's this love triangle in the game. Now, in my opinion, if you look at the game objectively, it's very clear 2 characters end up together. So I just said, if you play the game objectively, Cloud and Tifa, they end up together. And then a week passed and there was no traction. Then suddenly the other side of this shipping war that apparently was going on lost their shit at me, and they're like, you're a piece of shit, you don't know what you're talking about. And they were started they're like, you're blocked. And I'm like, I didn't even know you existed, but okay.
who are you?
so
Okay.
so they lost it, and they got really mad at me. They
What
got
game
very
was
upset.
this?
Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy
This
VII.
game has been out for 20-something years.
Yep.
But
Almost longer than Vaughn's been alive.
actually longer than I've been alive.
Long. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. For
2
that.
years older than me.
Fuck, dude.
But listen, I'm used to it. Everything I like basically came out before I was born. Which is
And
cool.
that's true.
Everything
To be
good.
perfectly honest, when you were born, that's when all the garbage started happening.
Yes,
So
1999, I just barely made the cut of. Just barely made the cut. So that way I could be like, oh, you my friends, they're born 2000. I'm like, haha, you weren't even born in the 1990s, loser.
Shae, you barely made it to being born before RoboCop.
Ooh, RoboCop, that's a good ass movie. It's a good ass movie. Love that
All
movie.
right. Then we got the Rini variant.
Yes, this one sells very well. Apparently people like this Rini girl's art. I don't know. Apparently.
Yeah, something about
Yeah.
her.
Despite her anti-China views.
No, I think because of her anti-China views.
No, she's big in China.
Is she?
Oh my god.
She's a dissident leader.
Oh god.
Stop, Sai. Oh my gosh. Okay. All
Do you
right.
feel osteoporosis setting in?
Shut up.
So then we got
I
this
just-
cover. The
This
Buzz
isn't
cover.
as bad as when we have the new recruits that join the military and they're like, oh, I was born in 2004. And I'm like, oh my god, I graduated high school.
Shae,
Like,
you
go
have people
away.
in boot right now and from 2006.
I know. I know.
Yeah, no, I mean there are people that are adults that were born in 2004, and it really bothers me. It really bothers me.
You know what really bothers me is when people go to check my ID to see if I'm over 21, they see 19 and they stop reading.
Okay.
They just go, oh yeah, you're definitely old enough. I'm like, thanks.
At least your
that's-
third number is higher than my third number.
When I went to see the new Deadpool movie, it's because it's an 18. You have to be 18 to see it. They were checking my ID. I'm like, I turned 25 at midnight, man.
I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, Vaughn, if I was
I-
working at the movie theater and you
would've
showed
ID'd
up,
me.
I'd be like, what fake ass ID is this shit? Because you are clearly 15.
Yeah.
Clearly
Yeah.
15.
All right, I'll
Look,
take it.
be happy, because when you start to get older and you still look a lot younger, it's gonna be nicer.
No, I know. No, listen. No, I appreciate it. I know. It's a compliment, but I do think it's funny, especially because, like, for example, we were at a Long Island show. We were hanging out. It was me, Cecil, Billy Tucci, and all of them. And they go, "I need to see your ID," and the whole table goes, "Ah ha ha ha!" And that waiter like turns deadpan. He's like, "No, I need to see his ID." I'm like, "Okay, man." Like, very. And then they look and they're
No
like,
problem.
"He's out of state. Do you have something in state?" I'm like, "Well, no, because I'm not from this state." And they were like, "Do you vouch for it?" I'm like, Jesus, dude, I don't even want the drink anymore. Like,
I'm sorry. Do they not understand, like people
can
travel?
leave. And it was like, I'm from New Jersey. It's not like it was that crazy of a.
And you were where? New York?
Yeah.
You're one fucking state over.
Exactly.
You're a turnpike away.
Exactly. That was it. It wasn't like I was from
Sorry,
Alaska.
this is from Jersey. We get a lot of like fake things from Jersey. Well, yeah,
You know what?
Jersey. Like,
You know what?
Wow.
No.
Oh, I
It
can't
was
believe you'd insult my incredible home state like that.
It was that guy was either a Rangers or an Islanders fan, and he could tell that you love the Devils.
I don't love it. I don't give a shit about that. I like the Jersey Devil as a cryptid. I don't give a shit about hockey. What am I, a Canadian?
No,
what
he
am I,
could
a
tell.
Canuck? Listen, I had friends that played hockey, but I don't really care.
hockey is
about...
awesome.
Do you like Happy Gilmore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great movie. Great movie.
Total non sequitur.
That's my extent. I'm trying to relate to my fellow hockey fans.
Wow.
Jesus, Snarkticon, were you fucking even born when Rocks came out?
Rocks?
Wow.
Yes. Boulders.
No, I'm aware of what a. Thank you.
What a rock is.
Thank you.
Vaughn's never seen a rock in his life. He's too young.
Yeah.
He
Yeah, I
spends
wasn't at
all his
Rockies.
life inside the fucking house. How am I to know?
I spent my day in the house. Not my life.
Like,
Jesus.
what, a quarter of your life right there.
He spends his life is either entirely spent in his house or in bars in Jersey.
What about
New
when I
York.
met you? And that wasn't in either of those places.
That was a bar.
No, that was at a comic book convention in the state of North Carolina.
It was a bar.
And many bars.
Well, bars are a part of the equation.
Fair. All right. Covers. Back to covers real quick. Your Buzz cover.
Yes. Buzz, good friend of mine, one of the funniest guys I know in the comic industry. This is my only variant cover. And my only virgin cover, I meant to say. And it was the last cover I added. I waited till this cover was ready to launch on Kickstarter and Indiegogo. And so yeah, this is my fifth and final cover. My fourth variant cover, my final cover. And on Indie if you get all covers, because this was added after, if you're wondering why all covers you only see 4 for this campaign, it's because this was added after after the campaign was ready. If you want all the covers on Fund My Comic, I've been promoting Indiegogo. If you want all the covers on Fund My Comic, you go to all covers and then you scroll down to the bottom and you add this cover. Or you could just, check it off if you're at an earlier tier on the boxes. But it's a little more complicated, but you can easily get this cover.
All right. So speaking of,
We'll DM you with questions for how we can get that cover. Don't worry.
Okay.
message Vaughn if it's too confusing.
It shouldn't be,
All right.
but, if it is.
Let's talk
idea's
about-
open.
You should
Let's
release
talk
an
about how you
instructional
can
video.
contribute. Oh my
I
God.
did. Actually.
Right here.
This is how you back.
That's exactly.
I
what
did,
this
because
is.
I had to explain it to people, family members, even some of my friends. I'd be literally explaining it step by step, and they'd be like, "I can't do this." I'm like, "You can do it, man. I believe in you."
Okay, what camera image did?
Don't worry about it. We don't need to talk about it.
Snark
Okay.
DM sire me. I'm very curious.
God damn it!
Needs to happen. All right. Let's talk about your various tiers. Or
We'll bring it up. We'll put it on the overlay so it completely covers Vaughn's video window.
That was what happened yesterday, actually. So
Well, I mean, Today's a new day to be insulted.
Wow, that's so another day that ends in Y. Sounds good.
Just gotta keep it going. All right. So $5, you can add a signature onto
Yeah.
any of the other tiers, I'm assuming.
Yeah, because my fulfillment is in another place. Like if you see me at a con, if you or whatever, or know me in person, happily we'll sign it. But this is just because if you want it shipped out with the signature, you add the $5. But it's really not too big a deal.
Okay, so
It's up
who's
to
signing it? You, the artist,
Me.
everybody?
Me. My artist is in the Philippines, so that might be difficult for him. But
Fly him in.
Then I'd have to charge more than $5 for that.
Get Vaughn to 6 figures, and then maybe.
Get me to 6 figures, I'll do anything. Well, within reason. All right,
No,
I take that
no,
back
you said
immediately.
anything.
No, I saw your face immediately. No,
Folks, you heard it here
No.
first. The closet door is opening.
You are showing your inexperience, sir.
Well,
You
some
grew
of
up
us,
in the internet era. You should know better than to say
some of
that.
us aren't as filthy as you, Shae. Right?
I am not being filthy. You said that, and Snarkticon is in the chat. I'm just saying.
And why did your mind go there?
Because
Why did your mind go
Snarkticon's in the chat.
Oh, it's his fault. It's always the man's fault.
It's definitely not always the man's fault.
Beast.
All right, $20 for the main cover. How many pages is this, by the way?
65 of stories, 68 total. I mean, my next issue is going to be 24 pages. I want to keep releasing them. Is my plan is to keep it feel like people are constantly getting something, and just how I want to write. But I decided one of my favorites is New Mutants, which started with a graphic novel that was 64 pages, and then it moved on, or Giant Size X-Men, and then move into the run. So that's what I'm doing. I'm a Giant Size first issue, and then from there we're gonna go 24 pages, maybe the occasional 48. But that's my goal. So this is a 68-page book, 65 pages of story.
Okay. All right, so $20 for the main cover.
And then all the variants are campaign limited, which means they won't be, maybe at conventions, like I'll have some extras, but they'll be marked up in price and very limited. So all the variants are limited. I'll print plenty of extras of the main cover, but the variants, what extras I do print will be marked up. And maybe, like, for example, my friend Sukesha was like, I want to buy some to sell at my booth. I'm like, that's fine. But they will be limited, all the variant covers.
Okay.
So if you want to get that, now is the best chance for those.
Very cool.
So, yeah. Oh my God. This better be from you, Snark.
Oh God.
Snark sent it, I think, to you because I don't have anything.
Yeah, I got a message request.
Yep. Yeah, see? Check your DMs. Oh, it's either Snark or Gordon. Woo!
Oh boy.
I'm so excited. $45. You get a main cover and a variant of your choice. Yes? Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Looks nothing like me at all. No
I mean, that
resemblance.
smile, though.
I don't smile.
Uh-huh. Sure you don't.
I mean,
You're trying so hard not to. That's the best part.
if you want to say
so
that,
full of
you
shit.
opening
I
your
never
mouth for
laugh.
other reasons, that's up to you.
What
Oh
other-
my
you-
gosh,
Oh,
this
you mean like to eat, perhaps, or drink? I can't think of any other anything else.
Beavis says, when was this photo taken? A rough night after Heroes Con.
There wasn't a rough night after Heroes Con. It was pretty relaxed.
Yeah, Tucci was secondhand breathing cigar smoke into Vaughn's mouth all night.
All right.
Shotgunning.
Oh my god. $50 for 2 variant covers.
Yep.
Random. Oh. All right. So basically, all of these, it's the same. Like if you get a variant cover, it's 25. If you get 2 variant covers, it's 50.
Right.
If you get
That's
2
what
in the
it
main.
is.
So there's not savings for bundling, is what you're saying.
No, there is. Well, what do you mean savings for bundle? Oh, for the off the cover price? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
It's until you hit those crazy tiers, like the $500 tier.
Right.
You get like a lot of bonuses. It's like worth more than $600. For the $1,000 tier, it's worth more than $1,000. Like those ones, yeah.
Yeah.
But the main ones are pretty simple. Like I
Okay.
decided to keep it. I decided to keep this campaign pretty simple.
Oh, here you go, Shae.
By Grabthar's hammer, what a savings.
Fantastic. All right, so tell us what we get at 95.
At 95, you get. Hold on, let me remember them. That is, you get all the original covers that launched with the Fun My Comics.
The main
So
campaign.
that's 3 of the variant covers. It's the Rini cover, the Tsukei Ray cover, and the Final Fantasy VII cover, and then the main cover. So then if you want the Buzz cover, you just scroll down and do add-on, and then that's actually all 5 covers.
Okay. 115.
115, that is, you also get a poster of the main cover with that.
Okay.
11 by 17. Like big. You won't
Like
need a
an
magnifying
actual-
glass. Yeah. You won't need a magnifying glass.
Nice. All right, so 500 is 5 of everything.
Yes, and you also get 10 of the exclusive free mini prints, and you even get, there were day 1 trading cards. You get those as well if you do the 5 of everything, and your name in the book. I decided, if anyone's crazy enough to, because I don't expect it, but I do recommend everyone add those crazy tiers, because if just one person backs it.
You do have a backer.
Yeah. And then, so that was good. And then someone also backed $1,000, so I was like, I'll take it.
The producer tier.
Yeah.
So talk about this. What is this?
So basically, you get credit as a producer. You get 5 posters. You get 10 of those mini prints, 10 trading cards. Obviously, you'll get the digital version free later. You get a handwritten thank you note. If I may, handwritten. That's money right there.
Is it signed by the old chick from last night?
The old chick? No, that was a few days ago. And no, she wasn't old. She was in her 30s. I think. I don't know. I didn't ask her age.
It was a 50-year-old drag queen. We understand.
That would have been interesting. But no.
Gordon wants to know: is the thank you note in crayon?
If you pay $1,000 and you want me to, as a bit, write it in crayon, I will write it in crayon.
No, Snart. No casting couches. How dare you?
No. Oh, you know what's weird about it too? She had a hat. Apparently, that I didn't read it, but apparently her hat said porn director on it. It just said
Oh
that.
my god.
And my friend was like, Vaughn, I think she was trying to recruit you. I'm like, all right, good thing I didn't engage with her.
Was she trying to give you a drink that looked oddly fizzy?
I didn't respond to her advancements, so it probably would have led there. From being in hindsight, probably would have led there.
Wow.
It was an interesting birthday.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Probably would have been more interesting, but I was like, it's interesting enough. I don't really need to hear.
Did she know it was your birthday?
I didn't talk to her. She just kept touching me, and I was like, you don't have to do that.
Did she tell you you've got a pretty smile?
I've had that. I have like big ass lips. I've had girls come up to me like, you have really nice lips. Like I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I have. So I have been told that.
Was there a banjo playing?
Oh, all right. There's a retailer perk if you'd like. Perk. Retailer perk.
What?
How'd you like to be a star?
I gotta verify that person's a retailer because I'm excited that my book is gonna be in stores. But I did send them an email. I was like, "Hey, are you a retailer?" And then I've been so busy with the campaign, they didn't get back to me. I'm like, I should probably check soon because the book is almost. All right. This is an important selling point. The book is almost done. Like it's lettered. I'm just getting the revisions on the lettering, and then I'm gonna get it sent to the printer. Now here's the thing. I heard that printers are annoying. So we'll see. I had a good friend of mine. I think I'm gonna go with Rini's printer, so it should hopefully run smoothly.
Not Rini's first
Not
printer.
the first
her
one.
Not
last
first one.
printer.
No, yes. Let me clarify that. Yes, her first.
We don't go with the first printer because screw them.
Yeah,
I
and not
don't know
the triangle, not the triangle edition printer either.
The triangle edition.
You don't know about
Oh, do you not remember she had they had like a malfunction on their machine and a bunch of her covers came out with a tiny triangle in it? like
Yeah.
embedded in
like
it.
the impression of a triangle on the cover.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know the exact details of her because I got her first book, but mine arrived in good condition. I don't know what happened.
Oh yeah, no, it was an entire set that she got directly from the printer that all had triangles on them. And then she messaged them, and the printer was like, "Oh, well, it would cost us a lot to have to reprint it." And she was like, "Yeah, it should, because you shouldn't have printed them and sent them out with this freaking triangle."
Was that the
That's
bad
nice.
one or the good one, Snark?
I got it. Well, I'm glad that mine went. That sucks, but her actual good printer is the one I'm going to be using.
Yeah.
The one that don't actually gave me the books, which I think is important to give the fans the books. Personally,
Yeah.
Well-
yeah.
A little bit important there.
And then on the fulfillment, don't just slap a mailing label onto the cover of the book and drop it in a mailbox.
Oh, I was thinking of doing that. Thank you for. I was interesting. Nobody like jokes aside. It is interesting hearing all the nightmare stories.
Oh yeah.
Because it is stuff I have to learn from. So I'm like, which, I wasn't gonna
Shae.
do that, but yeah.
It finally clicked. Remember how I kept asking about Down Goes Solo and that fucking book Jeff Hicks did that he just slapped a label on and dropped it in the mail? That was
Yeah.
stealing Solo. Stealing Solo.
Oh.
Stealing
Yeah.
Solo.
Yeah, it's about a group of like super basement dwelling Star Wars nerds that kidnap Harrison Ford and make him basically make a decent Star Wars movie instead of
How he makes it? The actor?
no, the actor did not make the book.
No, I'm saying no. I know he didn't. I'm saying they make him make Star Wars, but
They make him do a fan film. They kidnap him and force him to do a fan
okay.
film instead of
okay,
what was it? Force Awakens.
gotcha.
Okay. $3 mini
Jamaicans?
print. So you have a couple of add-ons to
Snark.
Nobody
Oh my
wants to
God.
steal Down Goes Solo.
Stop it.
That's-
So mean.
Well, I don't want to
Alright.
steal him. That's not. I think it would be mean to steal him, if anything.
Oh wow, is that real? Is that true, Gordon?
The address was printed on the book.
I think
Yeah.
it was like stamped on. You know how like they
How-
would do with like a magazine subscription kind of thing, like a Reader's Digest. Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't. All right, that will not. I can tell you guys that will not happen on my book.
The book
that
wasn't
might
even in like a bag. It was just like naked and open.
naked.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
just like fucking balls out.
Put
Balls
defi-
out.
definitely
That should be a
send-
balls out tier for my book. I should add that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, like they said, it was printed like it is on Reader's Digest or like on a TV guide where they just throw it in the mail and hope for the best.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be doing that unless
Yeah.
you pay extra for it. Then I'll do it.
I mean, don't. Yeah.
So if you want to pay
No,
more
don't
for a
do that.
shittier product, I'm your man.
I forgot
Don't-
about Wenger. It's been so fucking long since
It
I
has
know
been a
brought him
very
up.
long time. I remember that. I remember getting that in a Ziploc, and I was like, "Son of a bitch!" Like, it's fine.
Could you go more
Fine.
trailer park? I mean, was there bits of pop?
So yeah,
in the
Vaughn,
bag?
I'm-
I mean,
The advice that we could give you off of the bad shit that we've seen people do, don't send it naked.
Okay.
Don't send it.
in fact,
a
don't even box
poly-
it up while you're naked. Just no.
Don't send it in just a
Oh my
poly
God.
mailer without any kind of board or
Okay.
anything like that. Don't send any of your add-on stuff in Ziploc bags that definitely have when the green and yellow or the blue and yellow go together, it makes green. That's how I know it's closed. Like, don't do that.
Stark said his
people.
didn't have freezer burn, so he was pleased.
Yeah, it's true. Some person says don't lick each one. You know.
Oh, that's what I was gonna do, man. Man.
Gordon. Gordon has a good one.
well,
Make sure that you don't
I'm having-
unintentionally send people hair.
So here's the thing. When I have friends that are successful, my job is to steal from them. So like for example, Irene was like, how does someone else do her fulfillment? So I'm like, who did your fulfillment? I'm using them. Oh, someone else printed successfully for you. Who did that? So I've just been kind of stealing from
Yeah,
that.
that's
So
what this movement's supposed to be about.
Yeah, lifting each other
that's
up.
how you do it.
Imagine
Yeah,
that
I think so.
concept.
Right? Crazy.
Couldn't be me.
Yeah, a smart person learns from their mistakes. A wise person learns from other people's mistakes.
Snarkticon says, "What about intentionally?
Intentionally.
If somebody has requested that you send hair and you have chosen to honor
I'm not
that,
doing
which is
that.
insane, and I wouldn't do
It's
that.
that
But if
old lady.
you choose to,
No, I'm not doing that.
That old
You don't
lady
get
likes
this
your
for
hair
free.
so much.
Yeah,
She's
you don't get
backing
this for
at
free
500.
unless you're. Oh God. Listen, I'll take the $500, but she ain't getting my hair. She got more than She ain't getting my hair. Ridiculous.
no short and curlies, please no.
Oh my God.
I'm horrified now. You guys are successfully horrified, Shae.
It's better than long curlies.
Sai, do you have any other questions for Vaughn before we wrap up?
Yeah, are you coming to Baltimore?
Oh, I should set that up. I'd love to go to Baltimore Comic-Con. I was there not last year. I was there the year before that. That was one of my favorite shows because it was actually a comic book show about comic books, which is just a crazy concept.
Shae and I worked it last year, like
you
as
worked
con
it?
staff.
Oh wait. Maybe I should do that. See, I worked it with Billy. Like he gave me a pass to help at his table, and then I spent 4 hours on the Simonsons line, only to get cucked at the end because sorry, we cut off.
Didn't we run Walt's line, babe?
I don't think so. I didn't.
Where
Are you
was
guys
he? Was
working
he
it
in the
this
corner?
year?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, we are.
I should apply for work. How does one apply for work there? Oh wait, my book might be out by then. Actually, it should. Well, not might be. It should be, unless there's a disaster that happens.
Yeah. When are you fulfilling, Vaughn?
Well, here's the thing. When you make a plan, God laughs. But like my plan is to send it to the printer by the end of this month, or at worst September. So.
Well, the con is September 22nd. So.
Okay, so it should be fulfilling or fulfilled by that time. So I guess I can't table while it's fulfilling, can I? Is that a big no-no?
I wouldn't sell them without fulfilling.
Okay, because I've had creators do that. So
yeah, and they get fucking strung up by their testicles.
Oh
for
no,
it,
they
so.
don't. Not this creator.
Well, some don't.
And we think
So
less
they
of them
should.
for it.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is, look, you gotta do right by the people that have helped you get where you are.
Yeah.
So if you got stuff for them like that, you're the alternate covers and stuff like that you're shipping out. If you wanted to table and had like your main cover, I don't think that would necessarily be like a holy crap. But if you have all of your exclusives that were specifically for this, and if your main cover is not a little bit higher priced at the con than it was in
my main cover, and I'm very upfront about it, my main cover is going to be the same, like before and after, but you'll get it first and the backer bonuses. So I feel like if I make it where you
I would
first...
Charge at least a few dollars, like $5 more at a con than you do on your campaign, because that'll make it a less bitter pill to swallow from customers.
Well, I've been very upfront about that though with my campaign. Like I've never pretended otherwise, and it's more of a honestly, these crowdfunding campaigns are more of a pre-order for me too. Is the thing. Like it was funded beforehand. So that's why but the thing is, I've been upfront about that. I'm like, when you back the main cover, you're getting the backer bonuses with it, and you're getting the book first, which is why I probably won't be tabling at Baltimore, because I just want to be safe.
Fair. Yeah.
But yeah, that's my whole thing. But the thing is, I don't pretend like someone's getting an exclusive product if they're not getting an exclusive product.
Right.
Like the main cover, that's why it's cheaper than the other variants, is because you're not getting something exclusive with the main cover. That's why it's $20 instead of $25.
Yeah.
The variants are the exclusives. So that was my whole thing. But you also you already get 3 extra things if you back on Fund My Comic, and probably more, because we're at 16K. If we hit 20K by the end of this, you'll get an extra trading card.
Wow, awesome.
So-
So How long is it? How long are you staying open for that specific thing? Like, I know that you have your storefront, your in-demand kind of side of things, but how long are you going to keep this up for getting those additional perks and things like that?
Man. I'm probably gonna keep it up until I send it to the printers, and then my plan is to have a website, which is probably something I'm also gonna steal from Rainey for because I like her website. So, I'll probably bother her about that. But yeah, I'm gonna have a website is my plan because I want to direct people. I think more people need websites. Honestly, is the biggest thing because to be honest, you explain crowdfunding to the average person, their eyes gloss over. So I'm gonna have a digital version later on my website as well as the main cover. So yeah.
Awesome.
So that's my plan. So I'm going to close this out as soon as I send it to the printers is my plan. So if you want this, if you want all these bonuses and everything, like now's a good time to get it.
All right. Any other questions, Sai?
No.
Oh my god.
What do you mean? You just said no. You just said no.
This sounds so
just-
sad.
I'm tired.
It's okay. Yeah. And buy Gaslight. Buy Gaslight.
Yeah. Yep.
Because that's
I'm
her Twitter.
still trying to make sure that my
You should have gotten
storefront is working.
ShaeTheRed.com.
No, it's bygaslight.com.
Yeah. This is cool. Yeah, I want to make a website like this, like something.
Yeah.
This is a good website. Yeah, something like this where it's just.
Go to
That's my plan.
redvalkyrie.net.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the website for this channel. And it showcases her cosplay, which we have to move to your own thing.
Yep.
I guess.
Anyway. All right. Are there any other last little bits you want to make sure people know, Vaughn, before we wrap?
Yeah, I guess just if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, check out this. It's also on Indiegogo if you prefer Indiegogo. But it won't have that exclusive villain mini print. The book is almost done. Follow me on all socials. It's just Vaughn M. Coleman on Twitter. Then it's just Vaughn Coleman on Instagram, on Facebook. What else do the kids use these days? TikTok. I do have TikTok actually. Actually, it's funny. The other day I posted a TikTok, except I actually had the audio play for an X-Men theme song. So I was talking about X-Men over myself, and all the comments are like, "What? What did you say?" Because I played it with no audio, so just me yapping at a. But anyway, that video got more views than any of my actual good videos because everyone was making.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
It's always when people control. Moromi, thank you so much for the 5 gifted Red Valkyrie memberships. You are amazing. We appreciate you.
Luke got one.
Yeah. Which, I mean, cool. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to Red Valkyrie. Ring the bell. Go check out our websites. Go check out Valkyrie's Play. That's our YouTube channel where we do all of our gameplays and playthroughs, which Sai promises they will start doing soon.
Yeah, my office is basically set up. So for those of you who don't know, huge investment in our office spaces, and I don't mean the movie with Ron Livingston.
No, great movie.
Cameras, audio mixers, lots of stuff. So
Yeah.
expect those improvements coming very, very soon. My office is basically done. Shae's we're still gutting, but will occur very soon.
That's awesome. Yeah, I do gameplay on my channel too, by the way. But yeah,
Nice.
Is it better for
And-
the algorithm to do it on its own channel?
It's really
Yes.
just we're
answer is yes.
diversifying.
The answer is yes.
It's if you're trying to get views, it's good to have specific niches that you're fitting into. So like By Gaslight on YouTube has my art and my cosplay. There's about to be a lot more of it because I'm about to be laid up for 30 days. And I am not allowed to stay in bed according to my recovery plan. So if I have to be up and about for 8 hours, I might as well film and do stuff that will help with the content. Oh, trust me, it hasn't been forgotten. Some person, Sai, is going to get their butt kicked after this.
Uh-oh.
But thank you all so much for watching. We're going to go out on the trailer and a few ads, so make sure you stay tuned for that, and we will see you guys next time.
Thank
Catch
you.
me
Bye.
outside. How about that?
When the whole world was dragged into World War III, brave men like my father fought on the front lines. And they weren't alone. That was 20 years ago. Now it's up to us to carry on their legacy. And every so often, the earth from which we come gives way for something new. Something greater to be born, and with them, even greater threats to face. Bring it on! Phenomenova. For you, Dad. For you.
TheCrookedLine.com
The most exclusive site on the web.
for the best in abstract art
Paintings, sculpture, jewelry.
and custom furniture.
Don't forget to sub to his socials. Because unlike
What?
Okay, because unlike most of you, he's not a gritty little black hole walking around with his fucking hand out. So eat a dick. And then when you're done, subscribe to his socials.
Yeah, and you know what? He's better than you. It's fine. Just go to the site.
Yes, I could go up myself. I'm a fool, just for you. Fuck me, man, uniform, just as I am. I'm a punching bag working for the man. I'm a fool. Fuck you.
Plus, Chris, Edwin, Valerie, and Cam, thank you all so much for coming.